Hello dear friends, I am Avdesh Pratap Patel and I welcome to all of you in this second video of the entry of Islam in India. Today in this video we are going to discuss about the events which occurred after the victory of Muhammad bin Qasim over Dahir, the Hindu king of Sindh. So let's start this video with a short discussion on Multan. So the place Multan was earlier known as Mulastana, which was founded by sage Kashyapa, according to Hindu folklore stories. It served as the capital of Kingdom of Trigarta during the Mahabharata times. During the invasion of Alexander, this place was located on an island of river Ravi. And according to Bhagavata Purana, it is said that Krishna's son Sam established an Aditya temple or the sun temple at this place. This very temple was visited by a celebrated Chinese traveler Wenzhang in 641 AD, and he described that the idol of this sun temple was made of gold completely, and its eyes were made of rubies. Now let's come back to Muhammad bin Qasim. After his victory over Dahir, Muhammad bin Qasim did not destroy the sun temple because he wanted to enrich his coffers and exchequer with the copious offerings made by the pilgrims. Instead, he converted Jama Masjid elsewhere in the same town and plundered, massacred, and converted the Hindu population to Islam. But the real blow to Mulastana came in the form of Ismaili Shia Karmashan leader Jalam bin Shaiban, who invaded Mulastana in the mid-10th century and completely destroyed the Sun Temple, converted it into a Jami Masjid. In this way, Mulastana lost its Hindu character permanently. Today, the ruins of this Sun Temple lie next to the grave of celebrated Sufi and Sunni poet Bahauddin Zakaria, who was once an advisor to Iltutmish. Now let's come back to Muhammad bin Qasim. In the 8th century, the 14th Caliph Abd al-Malik died and he was succeeded by Al-Walid. Al-Walid had grave enmity with Al-Hajjaz, the father-in-law of Muhammad bin Qasim. He executed the entire family of Al-Hajjaz and called back Muhammad bin Qasim. All his deeds were not acknowledged and he was tortured to death. In this way, Muhammad bin Qasim started the story of successful military invasions against India and died after it. So what were the reasons of his success? Well, there were two prominent reasons. The first reason was his swelling army when he invaded Mulastana. Inspired by his initial successes against Sindh, many Muslim adventurers, military leaders from Syria and Damascus came and joined his army, and by the time he reached Mulastana, his army had swollen to thousands. Another reason was treachery by Jat and Met leaders, chieftains like Moka, deceived and duped the trust of Dahir. Initially they sided with Muhammad bin Qasim because they were disappointed by the behavior meted out to them. But they also had not thought of the repercussions which were going to come. So this is all about Muhammad bin Qasim. What happened after Muhammad bin Qasim departed from Mulastana? Well, once Muhammad bin Qasim departed from Mulastana, Jaisimha, the prince of Brahmanabad, son of Dahir, came back and reoccupied Brahmanabad. Now, the new caliph Umar II was threatened and he sent a powerful army against Jaisimha. Jaisimha had no way but to convert to Islam, only to revert back to Hinduism under the caliphate of Hisham. He also declared an open war against governor of Sindh, Junaid, but unfortunately was defeated and imprisoned. Junaid's armies overran many places of Indian subcontinent between 728 to 738 AD, but these armies were defeated by the Pratihara king Nagabhatta and Chalukya king Pulikesi. When the armies of Junaid were overrunning Jaisalmer, Jodhpur, Badmer, Navsari, Malwa and Ujjain, they were bravely contested by the armies of Pulikesi, the Chalukya king of Gujarat, and the Pratihara ruler Nagbhatta. So Nagbhatta and Pulikesi both defeated the Arab armies and made them flee from their posts from India. In Kashmir, the celebrated Kashmiri king Lalitaditya Muktapid, in association with Kannauj ruler Yashovarman, inflicted crushing defeat over the armies of Junaid, and his successor Tamim fled with his life. So in this way, between 8th century to 10th century, when the tripartite powers were ruling over Indian subcontinent, when I say tripartite power, I mean by the Pratiharas, Palas and Rashtrakutas. Pratiharas were ruling in northwestern India, Palas were ruling in Bengal, and Rashtrakutas were ruling in Maharashtra. So when the tripartite powers were ruling in India between 8th century to 10th century, within these time period, okay, no Muslim invasion could successfully invade India. So these 3 centuries are known as 3 centuries of Islamic or Arab frustration. So what happened after that? We see, what should I say, renewed Islamic conquest against India in the 11th century and 12th century. So what made that possible? Well, there were two reasons. The first reason is decline of tripartite power. By the 10th century, by the mid-10th century, Abbasid Caliphate was calling the shots in Middle East. But at the same time, the tripartite power in India had declined. It means Middle East was enjoying political unity under Abbasid Caliphate. But at the same time, India was weakened by the decline of the three tripartite powers. Now, the northwest frontier provinces of India were being ruled by Rajputs, who lacked political unity and were continuously at each other's throat. So all these situations became very, very favorable and proved to be very conducive for renewed Islamic conquest of India. Now, let's talk about 9th century. In 870, there was a Turkish coppersmith. Okay, his name was Yaqub bin Layth. This person defeated Kharijites, the sworn enemies of Abbasids, and in this way, he rose in prominence with the Abbasid favors. He established Safarid dynasty. So this person, Yaqub bin Layth, invaded the Hindu kingdoms of Kabul and Jabul, converting their entire population to Islam. Okay, he died in 879 AD. After his death, okay, the Lalia Shahi king, who is also known as Kallar, who had shifted his capital to Udbhandapur because of the fear of Islamic invasions, came back to Kabul, reconquered it. But by that time, Kabul had also lost its Hindu character. So in this way, these renewed Islamic invasions opened the way for further Islamic invasions of India, and then we see a rise of Ghazni and invasions by Mahmud Ghaznavi in India, and later on we will see the invasions of Muhammad bin Ghuri in India. So all these topics will be covered in our next video. So stay tuned, do subscribe the channel. Thanks for watching.